Hello, everyone. Sorry about the technical difficulties. The video didn't want to work. So here we are. Anyway, so you made it here. You made it here probably before me. I'm Katrina. This is Sow and Tare live chat. We do this every Monday night at 6 p.m. Pacific time. We talk all things homesteading related. We stay out of politics. And today, our topic, we'll do some intro stuff first, but our topic is we have two cold because it's been cold. And we're going to talk about quail and the course that I created. So let's scroll up to the top. I see we have some new people here. Go ahead and let us know who you are, where you're from, what you're growing or wanting to grow, and we will have fun. All right, first one in, PJ. PJ says, "Good evening. Hopefully, you'll be awake." Good evening, PJ. PJ is one of the Katrina's Kits, and that is a member of the channel. And we do every month. I'm looking for the link because I had stuff set up, then I had to restart. We have every month a Cook With Me Live that we do. That's what you get if you join the channel. And I will put the link right here. It's always in the description of every video as well. But we are making cheesecake on the 9th. Is that right? Sunday. And that will be just in time for Valentine's Day, or if you're like me, celebrating Oregon's birthday. So join us for that. And yeah, so hopefully PJ's awake. All right. Jennifer's here. Welcome, Jennifer. Good evening. You hope you'll be awake also. We got those East Coast girls, huh? Oh man. Hey, Steve's here. Says maybe in and out. All right. Steve, I don't know if you saw the video from today, but I have dry firewood. So check that off my list. My neighbor moved and said, "Hey, we have a bunch of firewood. Do you want it?" And I said, "Yes." Because I had not cut any. There's a little bit here, but I filled up my RAV4. I filled it up all the way, all the seats down and everything, and then I filled up about 2/3 again, and so that I stacked, and it's under a tarp now. So yay for firewood. I did use my pellet stove for the first time, for the first real time. I've ran it before, but last night I did turn it off before I went to bed at like midnight. But yeah, it might be running tonight too. It was 16 degrees yesterday morning, and it was 17 degrees this morning. And this house leaks. The windows are single pane. I'll be getting new windows next weekend and the weekend after. So that will be helpful. And then I'll be insulating underneath the house because there's no insulation soon. So both of those things will be helpful. I should probably add insulation in the attic too, but I haven't gotten there yet. So there we go. Verna's here. Hey, Verna. Verna is Vay's place. She's in blue with her little wrench, and she is a great person. She's my moderator. She catches all the bad guys. And yeah, if you are interested in growing in an apartment setting, check out her channel because she does that. Joy's here. Hello from Western Oregon. Hello, fellow Oregonian. Yeah, you're getting cold like we are, aren't you? Have you figured out you're like 3 or 4 miles north, not miles, hours north of me? Yeah. So you're also getting cold. But hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully you're doing well. All right. Everybody's saying hello, hello, hello. Dawn's here. Welcome, Dawn. All right. Verna says windy, so it feels chilly here, but temp says it isn't. I know I'm not as cold as Katrina is. Oh, you aren't? Okay. We got up to 40 something today, but that was like, where the thermometer was, not where the house is. I'm a north facing slope, so the frost never went away in some places today. All right. Dawn says I had such a great PT last week. I laid out and pre-ordered my quail eggs for hatches on April Fool's Day and Easter. Awesome! So your quail are gonna have my birthday, or you're gonna have quail for my birthday. My birthday's April Fool's Day. That is awesome. Congratulations. Congratulations. I know you've been working towards that a long time. All right. Oh, Dawn says it's hot there in the 40s and the house seems warmer. Yeah, my mini splits were not keeping up with the temperature. There's a lot of leaky stuff in this house, the windows and, insulation and stuff like that, or lack thereof. But yeah, running the pellet stove, I kept it a little better. I might run it all night tonight. Let's see. I'm not used to running that stuff at night. I know people do all the time. In elementary school, I think there was I think it was elementary school. There was a girl, fellow Girl Scout. And at their house, they had a fire overnight and the log fell out of the fireplace. And that was not good. So I always have that in my mind, fire safety and all of that. So, yeah. All right. And I know it's perfectly safe because it's the pellet stove is like sealed up. And, fireplace has doors. So there you go. Okay. Dawn's excited. I'm excited you're going to get quail. Yeah. Verna says, not really warm here until tomorrow and onward. Windy here, so the chill factor is in the lower 20s. Yep. That's what you feel on your face. Oh, Dawn's going to get help with the garden. Awesome. Awesome. Oh, those mineral tubs. Yeah, those they're like that big. I don't know anybody that uses those. I don't know if that's a Midwestern thing or something. I don't know. All right. Yeah, everything's fine. It's just the I had to restart. I didn't have to restart the computer. I just had to restart the browser. So something, I don't know if it's with the browser or what. Yeah. Water cone. Oh, I know you guys. Okay. We are here, Raven and Tammy. Awesome. It was good to meet you guys last week. It was good to meet you guys. Welcome. You'll see what this is all about. All right. And there we go. Let's see. Jennifer's here. Good evening. Yes, good evening, Jennifer. And Jennifer is also Katrina's kit, member of the channel. And we had a good time this last time. All right. You're not going anywhere? That was when I was having trouble coming back on. Yeah. Oh, no. That's funny, Dawn. I'm here. Okay, I'm catching up. All right. Yeah. We'll miss her too. Yeah. But there's good people here too. Yes, Dawn, free cut wood is great. It is great. Bruna says, I saw your inside temp in your video and it was in the mid upper 50s. Yeah, it was 58, I think. I tend not to turn up the heat that high anyway. I tend to be a 60 to 65 in the winter, unless there's people coming over or I'm baking. But it's set to 69. I set it higher so that it would actually be higher than what it's been trying to do. But it's been trying to keep a temp that is not sustainable with the mini splits alone. So yeah, that tells you what's going on. All right. Yes, I am April Fool's baby, Dawn. Great people. Good. All right. Joy says it's cold, but at least it's dry until Thursday or Friday, Joy. Until I think Thursday night we have stuff coming in. I think you might get it before me. You might be Thursday. So yeah. Okay. Oklahoma uses the mineral tubs. All right, all right. All right. I am catching up. Dawn says, I know farmers who have those tubs. You need to see how big they are to figure how many plants to put in each one. I think they're like that big. I think they're like 2.5 feet wide, maybe, or 3 feet from what I've seen in videos. Yeah. Oh, fill them with compost. That's right. That's right. Exactly. Food Forest Permaculture's here. Welcome, welcome. Good evening, fellow Earthlings. Good evening, Howie. All right. Jennifer says, oh, you're going to have surgery and you're going to have to watch making the cheesecake. That's okay. That's okay. You can still chat with us, even if you pointed at the ceiling like Erica did. or you can type one-handed. So good luck with your surgery. Good luck with your surgery. And you might be able to make cheesecake one-handed. You might try. Okay, Don says he also has a machine that can clear all of those 12-foot weeds. Awesome. Is it a goat? Is it a goat? Yeah, that is awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, so you're talking about peppers and tomatoes? Probably. You say two tomatoes in one and four peppers in one. It depends what kind and if you're going to trellis them away. That probably works. I think people do 2 to 4 peppers, but peppers like to hold hands. So peppers really like to be close. The one year my peppers did the best was when I planted them in the sweet potato patch when I didn't think, because I didn't harvest, I thought they rotted and I didn't know they were going to come back, but they were really, really protected for their roots because when it did start to grow, it just had this nice live mulch. And then underneath is the sweet potatoes, and on top is the peppers, and the peppers had time to start growing before the sweet potato really took over. So, but they like being, close together, not like crowded, but they like to be holding hands, as they say. Yeah. Joy says, I got a New Zealand doe and a Harlequin mixed buck this week. Awesome. Going to try to breed them next week. I gotta look up Harlequin because I know I know what it is, but I don't know. Is that what you had, Berna? Harlequin rabbit. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Now I gotta find you guys again. Where'd you go? There you are. Yeah. Good luck. Good luck. And make sure you check her. So, half a day or a day later to put her in again. And if she rejects him, then she's either pregnant or she thinks she is. And if she doesn't, then you check her the next day after you have 3 more fall-offs. Yeah. All right. Howie says, eating cabbage rolls. Ooh. Heated the old house up, baking them in the oven. Temps here will drop lots tonight. Yeah. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out exactly how to interpret the weather predictions here because like last night it said that last night's low was going to be 36 and I'm like no. Well, at midnight it was 22. This morning it was 17. So 36, 17, that's a really big error. So I don't know how different here is from town or if this whole region is not dealt with correctly. Let's see what it says is going to be tonight. We'll see what happens. It says 35 tonight. I doubt it. I think it's getting colder. So Yeah, that's something I'm dealing with is how to exactly deal with the cold. Not me myself, I'm fine. Um, but how to plan. Yeah. So there you go. Yeah, and Verna says you can crowd your garden more than many things, especially if you're using multiple things. So like if you're, like I said, sweet potatoes and then something else on top, as long as everybody gets light, they're fine. Yeah. Oh, you had Havanas. It started with an H. Oh, Water says multicolored. Are harlequins always multicolored though? And Tammy, you said you had rabbits, right? I think coloring is not something I uh, know about. Sorry. I raise them for meat. I don't raise them to show or anything like that. So, yeah. Okay, Havana is a great breed. Buster's here. Hey to all. Welcome, Buster. Hope you're doing well. Um, food forest. Why are we just a period? Okay. I don't know what you said, but it's just a period. That's all that shows up. So, so let's talk briefly about cold. Um, are there things you guys are dealing with the cold that either you want to share how you're dealing with something, or you want to encourage people how to do in the winter? Go ahead and means you're present. Okay, thank you. Um, And so if you have something to share about cold weather and how you're dealing with it, how you're dealing with either planting or animals, let us know. I'm using rubber bowls for the rabbits. I have been using them since, basically winter started. And I have been just like tapping my hand in and getting the chunks out. I know in my last video I didn't show it this way because I do it with one, I have a camera in one hand. But what I've been doing is I've been holding the bowl and pulling the top and then rotating around, pull the top, and that actually pops out the ice. You can pound it on the ground and stomp on it or whatever. But I mean, if I'm going to keep some of the water and then just put new water in to warm it up a little bit, I don't really need to waste water that way. So that is what I have been doing for them. It's pretty much just water is the issue. I have some plants in the cold frame, but they don't really need to be. There's only like one or two that kind of might want to be protected. It really was more to get them started, like they were rooted plants, but to get them kind of in the ground and going. They will be uh, pulled up and planted appropriately later. But um, now is the time. I think after we get through this little cold bit, like maybe next week, because it's supposed to rain, meaning it's not snowing. But I think I'm going to be planting maybe some peas and maybe try um what are they called, chickpeas. Maybe try some chickpeas. I don't know if it's gonna get too cold for them again, but if it does, it does, and I have some chickpeas, right? I have lots of chickpeas. And with those, you could actually plant. If you get a bag of chickpeas at the store, they plant up just fine. That was my first time planting chickpeas. Is I soaked too many for a recipe, and then the ones that I soaked for too long, or not too long, but that I had already soaked, I just went out and shoved it in the ground, and then they grew. So I want to try some of that here when it's colder because I don't know how cold you can do that with. Um, Greens you can start, and you can start, especially like in a cold frame type situation, you can start that now. And then a lot of places can start things inside. So like broccolis and stuff, you probably start inside. It's not quite time for tomatoes and peppers yet here. It will be, maybe in a couple weeks to start indoors. But that's something to start thinking about And if you guys watched last Thursday's video, um, it was literally just me walking around at the Heirloom Expo showing all of the things that were on display. And if you want some inspiration about new things you can plant, take a look at that, because that will give you some inspiration. um, yeah. So even though we're talking about cold, we're talking about one, animals and their survival, and then two, um, what to look forward to, what to think about now, even though, like, hey, it's 17 degrees. We're not going to plant things. Well, maybe you can. Maybe you can if you have a cold frame, or if you have a greenhouse, or start things indoors and all of that. So, yeah, that is something that you can do. So let's see what people say. And then again, if you do have tips for people for cold weather, for their animals or for their garden, let us know, and I'll read it out. Dawn says, I have not figured out water on rabbits for next year. I guess I should watch your video. Yeah. My quail be heated again for winter to just above freezing, except for babies. Yeah. So that, and then again, that's just for the ease of watering, right? Because quail will lay year round if given enough light. I have not had them in this cold, but I have had them in cold, below freezing, and they did fine. So they will be fine with that. But yeah, it would help to keep their water from freezing. Um, what I'm doing right now for the rabbits is because it's winter, and that is um, the rubber bowls, and that's only because if I did what I used to have, the automatic system, in winter, it would just freeze solid. The ways you get around that is if you use a heat tape, but then you're reliant on electricity. That's either going to work or not, and I may end up doing that in the future. But this was the easiest way to just start. Again, I still have food in bowls too. I ordered some different feeders. Now I did have the what is the brand? DuPont, the do something. Um, I had some of those feeders, and I still have them, and I was going to use them, and then I just realized, after these guys have been eating out of a bowl, which they didn't eat out of before, they're just going to be pissed off that they have to eat out of this little thing again. And so I started looking for stuff, because rabbit feeders, definitely for the moms, less important for the bucks, but for the moms, because they have babies and because they need to be fed and they need to have all these things, that doesn't having a wire back and bottom is a good thing for rabbit does. And the reason for that is you put more feed in there, and over time, over a very little amount of time, if it doesn't have screening on the back and bottom, it can fill up with dust, and you might not notice it, because you just keep filling it when they have kids, when they have kits. And so that's something to think about. Anyway, so I'll let you guys know if I like these things that I get. But in the meantime, they are eating out of bowls. They're completely fine with it. It's a flat bottom bowl, and they do really well at that. So the only thing is, the capacity is not great for these things. So like, I'm going up and I'm checking their water multiple times, and refilling as needed. I did just get them some bigger water bowls. And then also not just refilling, but also the food. So refilling the food. So yeah. Now in the summertime, I plan on going back to the automatic system that I had. The system I had, I should give you guys that. The system that I had is a automatic, like, it's forever. They have water forever because of the automatic. Yes. Because they have a connection up to the faucet. So as long as the faucet works, it's going to be on, and it works just great. And as long as it doesn't freeze. So here is the automatic water. Automatic water. And this link here is that link there is to the automatic waterer that I built. And if you are handy, you might want to fast forward through things, but it is very, very detail oriented. So you can do it without any experience before. So yeah, that is something that I recommend for summertime. And I'm deciding what to do. I like the cups because I like that they can drink out of something. So the options are there's a few options. One is cups. They're not called cups, but they're on a automatic fill. So like once the weight has come out of the cup, they drank it and the weight has come out of the cup, it opens a valve and lets more water into that cup. So I like that for rabbits. I do have one rabbit in particular that I'm considering just giving her a water nipple instead, because she is a jealous rabbit and that makes her special. That if she thinks she's not getting the attention that she needs, she will mess with the water and it will just kink sideways and just drain all day. So I'm considering giving her a nipple and the rest water drinkers. I don't know. See what you guys think. And then for the quail, they have several options, but I like the poultry cups that they peck. That way you don't have standing water and they get used to that really quickly. Yeah, they get used to that really quickly for summer. All right, let's scroll up. Verna says, snow peas and chickpeas are both great. Yes, they are. Okay, Verna says, good time to set those sweet potatoes up for growing your slips. Never too early to start slips. Yeah, so starting sweet potato slips, if you have a sweet potato variety you like and you have it with you, you can literally, here's a sweet potato, you put it like that, you put it in a glass of water, the very bottom gets water, and put it sit in a windowsill or something like that, like it gets light, and it will start to grow. Now, once it starts to grow, you can break off those pieces that start to grow and put it in its own little water, and then those will root, and you end up getting multiple plants from one sweet potato. I haven't yet. I wonder if I'm too late. I plan on ordering sweet potato slips already because I want some really good varieties from Baker Creek, and they actually sell the slips already, kind of little plugs planted up. I haven't bought them in years. I bought them from them once and then had them for many, many, many years at my old property. And then I didn't bring them with me. I left everything there. But basically now we'll be starting over. And really, unless you want different varieties, you only need to do it once. And I'm in that phase of doing things once, right? All right. Yeah, so Dawn says, yes, it is just for the water in winter, or tossing 10-day-old baby to outside. Use electricity as long as you have it. Yeah. So the only cautionary against using electric is if you have a power outage, your animals won't be able to, or might not be able to adjust. So that's going to be especially true for little baby chicks. And I know people heat their chicken coops sometime, and if like let's say my chicken coop was heated, it's not. I close up the window, that is a big window, and then the other stuff is still screened. We want there to be airflow so the moisture doesn't condense on the birds and freeze them. So you want that airflow still. So same thing with wrapping a hutch or wrapping, something like that. you guys noticed in my videos for the rabbits, they just have a tarp on one side, and that side is the side the wind comes from. It gives a little bit extra protection. They're fairly protected in the other directions because of trees, but it's not immediate protection. And they honestly would be fine without that tarp, but I just like to have it there for some extra protection for cold, and then also when it's raining. And then I roll it up when it's not either one of those things, and probably take it off in the summer. Yeah. Dawn said, oh, he already said that. Happy Monday, folks. Homestead Matter says, welcome, welcome. How are you? Happy Monday to you. All right, Dawn says, I have a bunch of stainless steel dog bowls, 2-quart with non-slip bottoms. Would those work for food? No dog, but got bowls and goats for dogs. Yes. So you're talking about, wait, what are we talking about? Are we talking about rabbits? Yeah. So rabbits chew on things. That's the only thing to watch out for. They kind of nibbled on the rubber bowls, but not a whole lot. I was concerned that they were going to, but it must taste bad. I don't know. But yeah, what I have in there is glass, and maybe you can decide whether that's good or bad. That's what I have. As long as it's a flat bottom, then it's good. And I know there's other bowls that have a magnet that you can magnet to the floor. I thought about getting that, and I'm like, well, let's just see how this works. And what I have works fine. Your rabbits will move them, will rearrange the furniture. They'll move things around and stuff. Yeah. And I'm going to ask Tammy, if you're on here still, what you use for your rabbit waters. In the winter specifically, but also in the spring and the summer. All right, Verna says, they can fling those bowls around, Dawn. So that is one thing you might need to think about. Yeah, they do rearrange things. I definitely recommend a flat bottom and like steeper sides of whatever kind of bowl you have, because they're going to move things around. And just know that they're going to do that. Okay, Dawn says, I have a bunch of those cups I got for quail, but not my quail. They are, your quail are nipples, but won't the rabbit chew plastic cups? No, so it's not plastic cups. If you go back and look at some of the videos from when I was in California, it's a metal cup. It's a metal cup specifically for rabbits, and it has a plastic angle, and they've chewed at it, but it's not in a really good place for them to chew. Rabbits are going to chew. They're going to chew whatever. Ravioli, my jealous rabbit, she is the one that chews the most weird things. Like she'll like, oh, I can actually get my teeth around that wire. Let me pick at it. She does these things. And so giving her extra sticks or extra hay, extra things to do will help with that. But once they know they can move something, they're going to move it. Which is why after having them eat out of those bowls, I'm preemptively getting them something that they can actually reach into and not just have to nibble at for the feeders. Because once they know they can do it, they will try and figure out a way to do it again, even if they're not supposed to. The rabbits, they're very smart. They're very dexterous too. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Yeah, they chew up plastic. So you don't want plastic. You want metal. Like glass has been working for me. Glass can break. I do not put water in glass. That's not what I do. But yeah. You'll save them for quail wading pools. Verna says, I did that on my live stream Saturday. I have been missing I have been doing so much stuff. It's winter, so I don't have much light after work, and so I have to do things in the weekend. So I apologize, Verna. I try and pop in, and I keep on missing it. I have people here working on Saturday. Okay, you did what on your live stream? I don't know what you did, but that's okay. Dawn says, if I have a power outage, baby chicks will come back inside. Okay. Yeah, as long as you're home, right? Yeah, as long if you're awake. Yeah. Exactly. Oh, you have an alarm that goes off when the power goes out. That is a good idea. Oh, switch generator or wind power. Awesome. That sounds great. Caroline is here. Carolina Kind Family Homestead. Welcome, welcome. Cheers. Someone called animal control on me about my pig slaughter post and now having a wellness check on all animals at property. Oh my gosh. Well, good luck with that. I mean, if you're raising animals for eating, that makes sense that you use them that way. Good luck. Good luck. All right. But UPS systems on the computers, the stream. Oh my gosh. Okay. Got it. Got it. Got it. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Homestead Matters brings up a good point is if you're eating meat, some people don't think about where that comes from. Yeah. Yep. Oh boy. Yeah. I'm sorry that happened. I'm sorry that happened. Oh good. Okay. Verna showed everyone how to do sweet potato slips. So Verna, that was from the Saturday. Can you put the link for your Saturday's video? So if you want to learn how to do sweet potato slips, Verna's going to post a link to her video that she showed people how to do it. And Verna's been doing that for how many years have you been doing that for? A long time. A long time. Yeah. All right. Tammy's answering. I'm guessing this is Tammy. Rubber bowl in winter and a 5-gallon bucket with tubos? Tubes. Sorry. Tubes to each cage with nipples. Okay. Yeah. Do you use maple syrup tubes? I've heard those are good to use, but I've only used the little drinker metal cups in the past. Homesteaders actually. Yep. There you go. Thank you. Hold on, she says. Carolina says, I want to learn how to can pork. Okay. Thank you. I believe it's the same as other meats. So I do have videos on pressure canning meats. I've done beef. I haven't done pork. I know ham is cured meats is something you're not supposed to can. But just pork to be pork, that can be canned. And so I'm trying to think of something I might have done. Maybe beef. Did I show that? Beef. Cooking beef in the car. Well, let's do canning rabbit, since we were just talking about rabbits. Okay, so there's cold pack and hot pack. And here we go. This is cold pack. And let's get you hot pack as well, because these things are good to know. Cold pack just means, cold pack just means that you put the meat raw into the jar. It could be with bone or without bone. And and it just does that. You follow directions and you do it for as much pressure as you need for your elevation, and you do it for as long as it says on the USDA. I'm having trouble thinking of this. I'll think of it. But here are two examples of cold pack and hot pack, and I don't remember if the timing changes for type of meat. I think it does. But Center for Home Food Preservation. That's what we're looking for. Okay. So Center for Home Food Preservation. Where are you guys? Here you are. Food preservation. This is where all the stuff that has been tested. There's a lot of stuff that hasn't been tested, but you can read through, like you can read on there why cured meats are not supposed to be canned. You can read on there, all of those things. But then they also give guidelines about how to actually do the things that you can do. So yeah, there you go. All right, I'm scrolling back up. Caroline says, I'm already salt cure and smoke, but I want to learn how to can fresh cube pork and is that and fresh sausage. So I also did a hamburger one. Canned, I think beef. Okay. Yep. So let me get you this one too. But this, I use the grinder. I don't remember if this shows the canning or not. But you can search my page and look at all the canning list. It may be on my multitasking one as well. All right, we'll move on. But yeah, definitely we can do these things. Dawn says, if my pressure cooker has sat for 4 years, do you think I need a new gasket this summer? Depends on if the gasket is good. Pressure cooker or pressure canner, because they're different. They're two different things, but they both have pressure. If the gasket is pliable, like if you can move it, it should be good. But if it's like crispy, maybe not. Yeah. Okay. Pressure canner. Yep. Thanks, Verna. Trim off the fat and follow Katrina's direction. Yep. Eric's here. Welcome, Eric. When a woman has a baby, why is it called a delivery? I think it should be called a takeout. Oh my goodness. Goodness. All right. Awesome, Carolina. Yeah. And I have a food preservation playlist. I don't think I've separated out the canning, but you can tell from the thumbnails and stuff. So yeah, definitely check that out. And canned meat that you do yourself, make sure to pressure canner. It's awesome. It's awesome. It really is. There you go. Watch those videos and then do it and tell me what you think. Oh, Food Forest Permaculture is saying good night. Good night. I should probably get into our topic of the night, huh? The other one. Yeah, grab that food preservation link too. Exactly. Well, good night. Hope you are doing well. You get more videos to watch. Yep. All right. Dawn did raw pack meatloaf, fajita chicken, and taco chicken. Potatoes are so easy and awesome pressure can. Yep. Andy's here. Hello, Andy. Welcome. Andy loves canned potatoes. Okay, Jennifer's asking, where did you get all the supplies for your automatic water? Bucket was from Lowe's. A bucket is a bucket. If I do it again, my very first one was a white bucket. I do not recommend a white bucket. Get as dark a bucket as you can, because a white bucket will have algae and a dark bucket will not. In fact, the bucket that I had over by my chickens, if you guys remember that was in complete shade and it was up underneath the building. That never got algae, but the other one did, that had the quail. So a dark bucket, doesn't matter what it is. Food safe is nice. And then the bottom part is called a bulkhead, and you can get that at any hardware store that's worth its salt. You can get it at Lowe's or Home Depot, or the Aces I looked at didn't have any. But you can also get it at Tractor Supply, so other farm supply stores. And then there's a float valve. You can get those at farm supply stores. Probably aquarium stores might have them too. I got them off of Amazon. And then the tubing that I used was it was 1/4 inch, like for your garden. It was garden tubing. That's what I used, and you can use whatever size tubing you want for that. And then the connectors and stuff all came from, I think, Ace, and then the cups themselves was online, Amazon, and PVC was from, I think, probably Lowe's. Yeah, I kind of got things from everywhere. You could probably, find a place that will you can get everything from. But yeah, kind of everywhere. Kind of everywhere. All right. You're welcome, Andy. Dawn says, I want to grow enough green beans to can enough for 1 year this summer. I've been wanting to do that, except for freezing. Oh, I still have 2 packets. I might have green beans tonight, guys. In the freezer. I've wanted to do that with peas since I started gardening, and I think I preserved them in the freezer like once, and the rest of them just got eaten in the garden. They're a good snack, and sometimes they're a whole dinner. Yeah. All right. Carolina says canned taters, butter, and sweet baby Ray's barbecue sauce in crock pot till hot. Yum. Yes, and Andy has a good thing. If you grow purple green beans, they turn green when you can them. They're a little darker in the jar. Yeah, so they do change color. Dawn's growing striped green beans, prolific no strings. Yeah, I have a no string one. It's called a merit, I think. I don't remember. They're from traditional seed. Frozen ones now, but you want both. Yes, canned is safer if the power goes out. That's true. That's true. I like the taste of frozen better, though, for sure. So, yeah. All right, let's get back to the second topic of the night, which I want to talk about. I'm wearing my necklace Ed made of a egg, the giant egg. So many of you guys know I made a quail course. Quail University asked me to do a raising quail in aviaries course, and so I did that. I worked my butt off on that. We introduced it, and we did a soft opening, a soft introduction at Quail and Homesteading Convention this year. It's last year by now, and then Linda had to do some things, and she has some personal things that are going on. So she actually, she gave Quail University courses back to the instructors. So My Shire Farm has their course on the intro course, Introduction to Quail Raising, and then she gave my course back to me. Now, I've decided that I don't want to pay for a humongous deal. It's not really humongous. I don't want to pay for the there's these places where these courses live that can track a whole bunch of things, and you can say, oh, you've done this chapter, you haven't done this chapter yet, and all of that. I have decided to instead make it cheaper for you guys by not paying for that on the back end, and to honestly give a link to a Google Drive, and that has the video courses on there, and you'll be able to view it there. And so that is something. She transferred everything over now. I just need to figure out how to link it up with my website. So I'm expecting that I will do that by next week. Hopefully, I was hoping by the 1st. But so this course, in case you haven't heard about it, is a course raising quail in aviaries. And right now I don't have quail. I had quail. I will again. And the best way, in my opinion, not for everyone, but for me, to raise quail is in an aviary. And this allows the birds to have the most natural life that they can. There are positives and negatives to that. And not that they have natural life. That natural life is always good. But, the eggs can be a little bit harder to find. Not really hard to find, just take longer to collect. So if you're a big time supplier, unless your clients are demanding, these birds are taken care of in a certain way, or, you know, that kind of thing, that might not be in your interest. But any other way, or any other reason for growing them, I recommend, unless you're a big supplier, doing by aviaries. I use deep litter. There's other sorts of substrate you can use, and I go through those things in the course, and we talk about pluses and minuses of each decision. So what it is meant for is for you to either start building an aviary with things in mind, or thinking about ways to improve your aviary, or ways to improve your relationship with the birds. So, for example, a good way to introduce yourself or your kids to your birds, and goes through that kind of thing of how best to make that work smoothly. And then there's also some activity suggestions for kids, and stuff like that for what kids can do in the aviary, and how they can learn and all of that. And there's a whole bunch of information in here. So anyway, let me read through the comments. It looks like some people did some comments, and I'll answer questions. But it is coming, and it's going to be a product from my website, and it'll be basically, I don't know yet how exactly it works, if it will automatically send you a link, or if I'll have to check the email, add you to the list, and then send you a link. So it might not be instantaneous, to receive it, but you'll get it. So hopefully that makes sense. Anyway, let me scroll up and see what people are saying, and then we can talk more. Okay. All right, back up to the green beans. Dawn said, I tried jade several years ago. It's too picky here. Either hit one year and miss another year. Yeah. Purple teepee from Baker Creek is Andy's favorite. All right. So Andy's saying, is Quail University no more than? Correct. Linda is she's still involved for like questions and stuff, and how to do that for my side of things, and for Zach and Jenna. But there's two courses. It's my Shire Farms course, the intro course, so Quail 101, and then there's my course, Raising Quail in Aviaries. And so because of her circumstances, she gave those courses back. the management, the advertising, all of that stuff, she needs to spend that time elsewhere. And it does take quite a bit of time on the backside. So yeah, so that has been disbanded, but the courses are still available. And that's what I really like is like, you know, although Linda has this thing going on in her life right now, she totally was so helpful in making sure that both me and my Shire Farm were taken care of in that respect, and that people don't lose those courses. So if you do have if you did buy the course, either from my course or the intro course, you still have access to it. We just need to get that to you. And I believe Linda has put out emails. She has put out emails saying that you will be getting a link to the course you bought, at least for the 101 course. And I don't know whether she sent those out yet or not, but this is all taken care of like in the last month. So I'm trying to figure out how things are done and where it's going and all of that. So yeah. All right. And Verna says you can take the 101 course on My Shire's website. Yep. And Verna, can you put their website up or put that link up so people can find it? Thank you. So Dawn says, I don't have aviaries. Not yet, Dawn. Not yet. Once you get your 12-foot tall weeds taken care of, you might want one. Yeah, you might have two knees, but not getting down looking for eggs. Yeah. Just because I'm stepping over cones now, I can't do things really low like that. That is true. Although you could also do an egg picker upper, like I have. So my little ravioli strainer taped to a stick, and that works fantastically. Andy says, do only consider an aviary only on the ground, or can it be a large cage? I would have to see what you're looking at, but a lot of the concepts I talk about will apply to anything that you get in with them, I guess. I guess that's how I would classify an aviary, something that you get in with them. But the cage part of it, I would have to see what you're talking about, because for what I do on the floor of the aviary is deep litter, and deep litter is deep is deep. So if you have a cage that allows that, then you could totally do that. This much litter on the bottom of a cage isn't going to be enough to compost. It's not going to get hot enough. It's not going to have enough mass. So there's different substrates that we'll talk about in the course too. So yeah, Andy, if you have something in particular in mind, send me a picture and let me know, because I'm not picturing what you're picturing. Yeah. Water says, I like cages with a tilt floor to collect eggs. Yeah, so the what's it called? It's called something. Yeah, so a lot of people do. And if you are space limited, that you want lots and lots of quail in tiny space, or if you're in an area that you just want, maybe you have to have them inside or something like that, then that's good. A rollout cage, that's what it's called. But I mean, my aviaries in California were 7 feet by 10 feet approximately, and that's actually not that large. I mean, the size of a car. I mean, they're not 7 feet wide, but size of a car with the doors open. um, and they don't have to be large, and they can be done really, really easily. So yeah. But yeah, the tilted floors to collect eggs is very handy. I just think they have a better life in the aviaries, and you have a better relationship with your quail when you sit in there with them and appreciate them. Yeah. Thank you, Berna. Yeah, the egg peg rubber. Okay, I'll look for it because I know we haven't seen very many quail videos from me recently because there hasn't been. Let me find that. Where is it? Where is it? Collect. I'm looking for keyword. There we go. All right. So for those that don't know what I'm talking about, here is egg picker upper. And yeah, I literally took a ravioli strainer from the Dollar Tree and taped it onto, I think one aviary had a piece of PVC and the other aviary had a like broom handle. I mean, you could use a stick, but you can literally stand up and collect eggs that way. So it's not bad on your back. It's not bad on, any of that. So it's something to consider. Yeah. Egg roll out cages. Yep, that's what I was thinking of. Andy says, I can't get on the ground either. I've been thinking a big 3-sided wraparound cage, a walk-in for me kind of cage, but about waist high. Okay, so you're talking about like, yeah, I mean, you could do that. I'm wondering how well that would work for what, like, kind of how I interact with my birds. You'd still want, if you're going to have the aviary stuff, you'd still want it to be 6 feet tall from their base. So you could build it like starting down here and then be 6 feet up from there. It just might be hard to manage because the way I'm picturing it is like a keyhole garden. Is that how you're picturing it? Where you could walk in and then have them kind of 3-sided. That's an interesting concept, Andy. Yeah, with that kind of thing, okay, it is. With that kind of thing, the only thing I would say might deter you is the maintenance on something like that. So you need to figure out your poop. Not your poop, your bird's poop. And I know you have a brain that can do that. But that's where you're going to want to figure out what happens, because either you keep your cage floor and you have the typical poop tray, which I really wouldn't call an aviary, but you can have a cage that is a good habitat for them, for sure. And you can incorporate things like dust baths and things like, other activities. So yeah, that's where the deep litter would come in play. So if you were to put deep litter underneath your cages and turn that in, then that would work. So, and I know, Andy, you've been around for the conversation. I know some people haven't, but at my old place, I had my version of a racken house, which is chickens over rabbit. No, chickens under rabbits, rabbits over chickens. There we go. And the rabbits do their business down, and then the chickens are on deep litter, and they turn stuff in. And that would totally work. Again, I'm going to advise against having chickens in quail in close proximity to each other. If a chicken has something, the quail can get it, and the quail, it can be worse for the quail than it was for the chicken. People have them in close proximity and do just fine. So I'm just throwing it out there as a cautionary. But yeah, you could totally do that. You could either put, either use chickens to do that, or you can use a rake and all of that. But the deep litter needs to be deep. in order for that to work, and it does need to be worked into it. It can't just be a layer of poop on the top and you're like, oh, maybe I should shovel this. It should be worked. So yeah, that I'm picturing what you're saying now. I think that would work. I don't know what I would call it. You might be the first one. You can name it. No live chickens for this lady. Yeah, so just make sure you understand how you're going to turn it. And I think that would work. I think that would work. Yeah. I'm glad that I finally got in my head what you were thinking of, because I'm like, wait, what? Yeah, and you can put, I mean, so another thing I go through in the course is the use of stacking. You guys have seen how I stack with rabbits and stuff, but you can stack with your grow outs and your breeders in the same deep litter area, but have them separated. So yeah, there's all sorts of things you can do. And the course goes over a lot of the things you need to think about, a lot of the questions you might not know you have, and then just procedures and processes and all of that. So I will try my hardest to have that ready next week. And if it is ready next week, you guys will be the first to know. I am also working on the year in review video, which I have to a point that I can, I think, finish up this week. And it'll go out next week as well. So, I'm a month late, but hey, that's okay. It's okay. It's a big year. Yeah, and then the videos for this week tomorrow's is about cold because it was cold. And Thursday is about fencing and elk. We actually have elk here. Pretty cool, pretty cool. The elk are out in the pasture in the morning, and they're clanking horns, antlers. Elk have antlers, clanking antlers, and I got a video of that. It's dark, you can't see anything, but when you guys see that video was taken from the front porch. The sound is from the front porch, which is pretty impressive, I think. So yeah. And he says, oh, yeah, excuse me, we already read that. Dawn says, I can't believe this is the end of January already. I know what happened. Where is the month? Where has it gone? I know. Yeah, I have lots to do. A lot have gotten done. It doesn't look like as much as what I want it to look like by now, but yeah, definitely, a lot has gotten done and a lot is getting done. So, yeah. Yeah, I think you're right, Myrna. Seems the older you get, the faster time flies. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. So, does anybody have questions about the course or anything about water? I'm really hoping that this course is successful, on my own, and I should drink some tea. But I really hope people take it and appreciate it and raise quail and aviaries, because it's, in my opinion, the best way to raise them. And they do tons of stuff that is so much fun to watch, and you can see them better. Buster says, got to go. Catch everyone later. Thank you for stopping in, Buster. Have a good one. Andy says, I want a greenhouse in front of a long frame and the quail wrapped around the second end of the frame. House deep litter to be worked around the whole house during winter. There you go. Building up on the quail side in summer. Okay, yeah, so have it more of a system. Yeah, that works. that works. Dawn's heading out. Good night, Dawn. Thanks for stopping in, and good luck with your PT. Yeah, so my plans, what I'm planning is to have a high tunnel, and it's a ways out, but I want to have a large greenhouse for most of the purpose to have trees and shrubs that are on the edge here that are not like right here, and be able to have that season extension for those sensitive ones. And then also within that, in the undergrowth or whatever, have quail. And I would love to have that. And then you have your ecosystem in there, and it would be on deep litter in between the trees. And it would be fertilizing the trees while that's happening. I probably cart some rabbit poo up there every once in a while, but that is what I want to do, and apply a lot of these things from the course, and from experience into this bigger system. And it doesn't have to be packed full of quail. Um, it just has to be managed so in a way that the quail are happy and good, and the eggs can be found. So yeah. Yeah. Dawn says earlier, PT tomorrow. Thank you, everyone. No more greenhouses for me. You had to destroy 3 times. Oh, the wind out there? Oh, safety glass and large hail don't mix. And straight line winds too. Yeah, yeah. I have not even researched types of high tunnel greenhouses. I know there's lots of different types, and I know there's ones that are built more for wind. Um, I just don't know where to go to get that information yet. I haven't gotten there yet, guys. It'll come. Yeah. So we're talking about we're asking what kind of quail do we raise. We're talking about Japanese quail, which is the Coturnix, and that is what people generally raise for meat and eggs. And so this is an egg. This is a really big egg. Um, it's a necklace that one of my friends made. This is probably a double yolker, but that's a pretty big egg. But you can see how different colors and just splotches, and each individual lady will have kind of like a fingerprint. So her egg is going to have a very similar look to it each time. Similar, not the same, which is interesting because it's I mean, the printing process, right? And they print these on at the end, right? The color comes on the end. And it's weird that it's just different for every lady. But quail eggs have, I got the arms. Sorry. Quail eggs have a lot of nutrients. They have more of, so per volume, everything that's in a chicken egg, there's more in quail eggs. So per volume, you get more nutrition, you get a whole bunch of good stuff. There is an enzyme, I never remember what the enzyme name is, but there is an enzyme that I know, sorry, Andy. There's an enzyme that is really, really good for you and has been studied in many scientific studies about, helping treat things, helping cure things, and all of that. They have just an amazing, excuse me. They have an amazing, just everything about them is amazing. I don't know. Like, they have amazing amount of nutrients. They have amazing potential for healing stuff. They're Coturnix quail eggs have been studied in cancer treatments, and what they do is they inject something into the egg. I think they inject something into an egg and then it is incubated. And then what was that article I read? I think it's the where it connects the chick to the yolk. I mean, I don't want to call it what it is in mammals, but that part, thank you, I've been blessed. That part is actually used in medicine to create that cancer from that person. And I think that article that I read wasn't that old when I read it, but it's been a few years. But they were doing studies on that. It is one of the most studied like things is just what can you do with quail eggs, and is the Japanese quail. And Japanese quail have been uh, domesticated for many, 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 many years. And at one point, the United States wanted them to naturalize somewhere in the Midwest, and they released a bunch of them, and I guess they all died. So I don't know. I don't know that they're gonna do that, or maybe they just released a bunch of stupid ones. I don't know. But yeah, they definitely had all of that domestication happening for a long time. And so, like we were talking about My Shire Farm, My Shire Farm is a quail farm in Ohio. They do an annual event called QuailCon. And so this last year they expanded into some different things. And so it was quail and homesteading convention instead of just quail convention. And they have this awesome family run quail company where they sell mostly quail eggs. And he has stuff on Verna, can you put Zach's channel up, the link? My Shire Farm has a YouTube channel. They haven't been doing much with it this year because they're so busy. They have a lot going on. But Zach did release a book. I haven't gotten it yet. I need to get it. He released a book that's on their website and all of that. So I have a lot of videos on quail. If you want to watch, I have a whole playlist on quail, raising quail and all of that. I have cooking recipes, showing how to cook it and all that. I've canned quail, all of that. So I've even cooked quail in my car. For those that didn't know, for those where it may be summer, because it's not here. When it's hot out, you can cook in your car. I've cooked quail, rabbit, and beef now in the car. Started out with chocolate chip cookies. I would go into the field and put my little cookie sheet on the dashboard, and when I came in from the field, I would have fresh cookies. And what's better than a long field day followed by fresh cookies and cookie smell all the way home? Right? So I expanded that. My first meat I tried was quail because it is small, and I got all the way up to rabbit in pieces. And I also just did beef, and it is amazing because it's a super slow solar oven is what that is. So anyway, let's see what people said. Okay. Yes, Verna says they have more of the B complex vitamin than chicken eggs. They have more of everything. Every vitamin chicken eggs have. There's more of it per volume in quail eggs. To give an idea, generally, so the quail that I grew, I calculated it out, and for a large chicken egg, what the internet says is a large chicken egg, to equal the yolk and white to white, it is 3 yolks of the quail to 1 yolk of the chicken and 4 whites of quail to 1 white of chicken. So I just do a 4-to-1. You could do 3-to-1, 4-to-1, whatever you want. But if you wanted to be precise, you could break it down that way. So they have a larger yolk to white ratio than chickens. And They're tasty. They're good. All right. Verna says many cancer patients are advised to eat quail eggs when they're going through chemo. Yep. Andy says I'm trying to get the first nerve up to take a drink of my fire cider. I know once I get it past the first drink, it'll be okay. But the first is hard. Everyone around is getting the stomach flu. Okay, Andy, how long did you let your fire cider sit? So 6 weeks. I also have a video on this. If you follow my video, don't put the apple cider vinegar, like put it just past the solids. Don't fill it all the way up. I made it taste more like apple cider vinegar than I wanted. Mine is not as strong. But you're using the wrong word. It's not something you sip on. You don't drink it. It's a shot. And you only need that much. A tablespoon, 2 tablespoons. I'm not a doctor, but that is, that's enough. You don't need to fill up a glass and sip on it. That's going to probably hurt your tummy. But yeah, you don't really want to taste it. I don't want to taste it. Everybody's going to make a face. I just gave some to someone recently. I said, this is nasty. It will help. He said, okay. And he went, but he felt better. So, Andy, we're with you. But please don't sip it. Just down it. So 6 weeks is enough. If once you hit 6 weeks, go ahead and strain out the solids and then keep the liquid. Do whatever you want with the solids. And the liquid will be your guide to health. I don't want to get it. Oh, I thought you meant you don't want to get the fire cider. Okay, Andy, we will all wait for you while you go get your fire cider and put it in a little glass or a little shot glass or a little something. Don't do a teaspoon. They have to go on. Put it in something you can just shoot it into your throat. and then let us know when you're done. And preferably film yourself. Because I know you're going to make a face. It does help, though. It does help. Oh my gosh, your granddaughter's school might close because of it. What is it? What is it that's going around? My goodness. They say awesome. I don't know which part was awesome, but I agree. Oh, Andy says, I laugh every time you talk about that. How crazy I thought you were. You know, try it. Try it. Yeah, we're waiting. I'm gonna see what you say. Okay. Thank you, Verna. So Verna had the basic quail, the ebook. That is the one that Zach wrote recently. Beginners. Okay, beginners paperback. There you go. Yeah, go ahead and Verna, is there a link to all the cookbooks? Like where you go to get the cookbooks? That would be better because then people can pick and choose. Yeah. Andy says it's only been 4 weeks, but I think I need it now. I mix it half and half with pineapple juice to dilute the taste some. Well, I mean, you can try it now. Do it now. It's not going to hurt to do it too early. It's just not going to be as infused. Yeah. Verna says most natural medicines do taste awful. It only tastes awful because of the apple cider vinegar, I think. Everything else that's in it is fine. Yeah. A shot glass is a sip. I've never taken a real shot, but all the movies, people just go like that. That's what I do with my stuff. No, I'm not a drinker, guys. All right. we got Raven and Tammy laughing. Teaspoon is a sip, tablespoon is a swallow. Gosh. What about a pinch? A dribble? Awesome. So we're going to put a link to the cookbooks. We're going to put that together with the guide of the cooking in the quail in the kitchen. What is it called now? It's a Facebook group. Yeah. All right. Homestead Matter says dipping out for nighttime bird chores. Thanks for the fun tidbits. Have a great week, everyone. Yes, good night. I should probably, especially since I know Raven and Tammy are new, there is a Facebook group that accompanies this channel. And if you would like to be members, thank you. Self-Sufficient Kitchen was the name of that Facebook group. But there's a Facebook group for Sow and Tare. Wait, that's the business one. Hang on. I haven't done anything on the business one. Here's the Friends of Sow and Tare. Okay, Friends of Sow and Tare. If you answer all the questions and accept the rules, then we'll let you in. And we can have conversations over there about stuff. I do post all the videos there. I forgot to put Thursday's video, so I'll probably do that on like Wednesday. But I post the videos there about what's coming up there, and then also have like if you guys want to talk about stuff that we talked about on here or have questions, then go ahead and put it there and people answer with that. And there was one other thing I was going to post. Where is it? Oh, well, I'll just put the website for my website as well, because I know we have new people here. You're welcome. Yeah, and so there's lots of things, lots of good information, and everybody on here shares. I mean, you guys just saw me ask questions of people. The whole point is to share our knowledge so everybody is successful. That's how I'm going to put it. So everybody can be successful at everything they try and learn from each other's mistakes, endeavors, etc. Yep. Oh my gosh. A fourth cup? You took a fourth cup? Your tummy might not thank you, Andy. A fourth cup or a fourth of a little cup? Yeah. I said a tablespoon. Yeah, she's talking about fire cider. Okay. Smells stronger than it tastes. Well, hopefully your tummy is okay, because a fourth of a cup is quite a bit. Okay. Okay, but when I said a shot glass, I did not mean a full shot glass. I meant this big. Okay, well, hopefully your tummy accepts it and you do not see it again. And hopefully that will keep you good. Okay, but it has pineapple juice in it. Okay. Well, I still hope you don't see it again. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. You crack me up sometimes. Oh my gosh. So, if people don't know what we're talking about, fire cider is a pineapple juice makes it sweet. It should. Fire cider is apple cider vinegar that has had fun things in it, healthful things in it for about 6 weeks is what it takes to get the goodness out of these bits. Things like ginger and garlic and onion and your peppers. So if you have cayenne and jalapeno and all those hot peppers have really good stuff in them. Oregano and thyme and all of those spices have really, really good good properties that come out into the vinegar. And what you're doing is you're making a vinegar then that has all of these properties from these medicinal foods. So turmeric, did I say that already? And ginger. Um, and you can put all sorts of different things in them. Some people put elderberries in them. Some people put, lemon slices, lemon and orange you can put in there. A lot of different things. And when you have all that in there, you're like, wow, this looks disgusting. But it will have a really good impact on you. I really do not like vinegar. I like pickles, like dill pickles and sweet pickles. But other than that, I don't like vinegar. And so for me to say it helps means a lot. Um, and when in 20, I don't take it a whole lot now. It lasts forever in the refrigerator. I don't know how long you're supposed to have it, but I still have the one that I last made for you, like on the channel that you guys saw, because it was a big batch. But when 2020 was happening, I had some of that. I think twice a day. I think I did it in the morning, and the evening, and I got to the point that very quickly that my body was like, "Oh, I want this," even though my face said. But my body was reacting like, "Oh, this is a good thing," which means I should probably do it every day anyway. But um, it was very interesting that my body reacted that way, that quickly, to basically, infused vinegar, infused apple cider vinegar. But yeah, Andy says, I'm trying to keep everything down. This stomach flu has it coming out. Ooh, that's not good. That's not good. Horseradish is another one. Yeah, exactly. So Verna has the key there. The apple cider vinegar should have the mother with it, and it will say on the bottle if it has a mother. If you use Bragg's, that'll have that. If you use, there's other brands that have the mother in it. Yeah. Andy says I put lemon and lime, horseradish, turmeric, ginger, garlic, black pepper. Yep, I have. Oh, black pepper. Anytime I use black pepper, I use a little bit of turmeric. Anytime I use turmeric, I use a little bit of black pepper because those, in combination with each other, do more things together than they do apart. Okay, jalapenos and purple onions. Yep, that's good. Yeah, I add oregano and thyme and a lot of herbs just because I had them in the garden. You might not use them, but then also they have some really, really good properties. Oregano is antiviral, antibacterial. I think it might be antifungal too. I'd have to be checked on that though. But it's really, really good for you, and it tastes good. So, in fact, that batch, I must have had a lot of that, kind of those Italian herbs in there, because I gave some to one of my friends, and she's like, "It tastes like spaghetti sauce," and I'm like, "What kind of spaghetti sauce are you making?" Yeah. How much vinegar do you put in yours? So, I'm going to link a video here so you can see. But basically, what I do is I do a whatever size container you have, preferably glass, because it's going to be in there for 6 weeks. And you chop up really small all of the things. You can literally put it in a food processor if you want. Chop it up, put it in there, and then put in the apple cider vinegar to cover it so you don't have any floaties. So you might need a weight or cabbage leaf or something to weigh it down, because you don't want those to float and touch the oxygen and then mold or whatever. But it's going to depend on the size of your container. So there's no fire cider is a concept. It's not necessarily a recipe. But yeah, I would do it just to cover. And let me see. That's where I'm saying that's the only thing I would differ from what I did on this video is I put way too much in. So here's fire cider video. It literally is as easy as the instructions that I just said. But yeah, apple cider vinegar that has the mother. And if you already have something like Bragg's, then you have that. And you don't have to make a large batch, but it does take 6 weeks to make. So if you're expecting to have a lot of it and use a lot of it, or maybe you're making it for a lot of people, maybe you do a larger batch. But I made a batch that was really too large for what I was needing, but it's okay. Yeah, Andy says I made a large batch. I was wondering, can we add something now that the rest of it is done? You mean add more? I was thinking about doing that to what I have and just re-infusing that same vinegar. I don't see why not. Vinegar is an end product. It doesn't become anything else. Um, yeah. Andy says I use 2 32-ounce bottles of vinegar. Okay. Can't have too much of it. Now she tells herself. Um, yeah, I mean, maybe like, that much more than wherever the solids land. You're going to be stirring this or swirling it often, and at least for the first part. And then you just strain it after 6 weeks, and it's really good. Really good thing to have, especially if you're around sick people. Yeah. Yep, Verna says even wine turns into vinegar. Yeah, vinegar is an end product. It doesn't go bad as far as I've been told. I have asked this question. And vinegar is an end product. 2-gallon bucket to make it. Oh my gosh. That is too much, Verna. Yeah. Um yeah. And I do put things like onions in there, even though I don't like onions, because it has good properties. Um, oh, cloves, I think I've also put in before. I don't think I put that in this last batch, but you can put a lot of different things. Can it? Oh. Andy says, I'm thinking about splitting it and trying something like cranberries to one, elderberry and thyme and oregano to another, see if I like the taste better. Go for it. Go for it. I don't see any reason not to, but I'm not the expert. 2 gallons. That's a lot of fire cider. Unless you're slurping it down like candy. Please don't drink it like that. Yeah. 5-gallon bucket? No. Verno, you've gone off the deep end. Come back to us. Yeah. Um, yeah, if you guys haven't made fire cider this season, it's probably a good idea too. Um, I don't have kids, so I'm not in the realm of kids coming home from school with this, that, and the other thing. But if you have kids, I think you definitely want to consider where your germies are coming from and how to dispense them or dispense of them. There we go. Yeah, it depends on how many people you're making for. That is true. That is true. Yep. Um, yeah. But the key is that everything stays underneath the level of the liquid, and then also that you stir it. So Andy says, when I start drinking it, I'm like you. My body craves it when I need it, but I remember the first drink I ever had and the body shaking it gave me. Yeah, you get a little bit of shiver, a little bit of oh. Yeah, yeah. It's one of those things that is nasty, but it does work as far as I think. Does something. So of that I am sure. Of that I am sure. So Yeah. Man, we transferred over to Firesider real quick, didn't we? Well, I'm in the process of building my first rabbit tractor, and Rigatoni's babies really should be in there already. I need to wean them of her. I'm going to probably be working on that. Well, maybe not tonight, but tomorrow, probably in the morning, and then finish it up right after work. And then I will be taking those babies out. They'll be tractoring, and Mama can hopefully dry up a little so she can have more babies, because she had more babies in her, hopefully. So, yeah, her and Risotto should have Risotto should have babies soon after her. I don't remember how many days after. I was going to do it back to back, and then things got busy, and I missed a couple days. So there you go. Yeah, it takes a long time, so you got to make enough, and it's not often I find fresh horseradish at the store. Okay, yeah, that's true. Berna's watching the temps go down. 33 degrees with a wind chill of 22. I don't know what it is here, but I know it is not. Let's see what my phone says. Let's see. I know it is not 33. It might be. It might be, but it's probably colder than that. My neighbor and I were just talking about that, how it was supposed to be 36 last night, and it was 17 this morning. It was like, what? What? Yeah. Andy says pineapple has good enzymes. That's why I mix with pineapple juice when I drink it. That's true. That's true. Pineapple's good for you. It eats you back if you have too much of it. I do make a fake pineapple out of zucchini, and I keep telling you guys I'm going to do a video, and then I forgot this last time. Hopefully I'll do that towards the beginning of the zucchini season, so you guys have that to watch and do. But it has pineapple. It's basically pineapple juice, sugar. I tried it without. It really should have sugar in it if you want it to taste like pineapple. So pineapple juice, sugar, and I wonder if you could do honey in there. Maybe I'll try that. Lemon juice and pineapple. And I've been using shredded pineapple instead of cubed, and it's been turning out great. It's just like crushed pineapple, and it's really awesome. And you can grow it. So, yeah. Rita says, I started to shrug today, and we'll be done with it tomorrow. I've never done that, but isn't that fermented? Yeah. Unless you're talking about this kind of shrug, and you're going to go like this tomorrow. No? Andy says, I buy the mini cans of pineapple juice. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Good night, Raven and Tammy. Good to see you here. And hope to see you as well later. Have a good night. Yeah. I've never made a shrug. I don't really plan on it. But people say they're good. Oh, okay. I was thinking shrub. Never mind. Shrub is the fermented drink. Shrug is what we had talked about earlier. Got it. Got it. Got it. That makes more sense. And that is very quick. That is very, very quick. But you're very good at that. So that's good. I have not done crafty things in a while. Too many other things happening But I need to do the hutch for, or the, not the hutch, the, what's it called? The tractor for the rabbits. I'm using chicken wire on the side, which I know is not ideal, but I have some, and I did not like the price at the store when I saw it for the hardware cloth. That was half inch by half inch, so we're going with the small chicken wire. It'll be fine for the rabbits not getting out. I just, we'll see what gets in. Yeah. Andy said I took my cat to the vet today. Excuse me. She just had a bad tooth that needed to be pulled. They pulled 6 of her teeth. Oh my goodness. That is a lot. That is so much. Using Burnett blanket thick yarn. Okay. Order some from Amazon. It may be cheaper. What was I talking about? What are we ordering? Oh, the hardware cloth. Yeah, it's not going to happen for this first one. Anything I would order would not be here by that time. I thought I could get it at the store, and it just was not with that price. Not for the sides of a tractor. I got the stuff for the bottom. I think it's 2 inches by 4 inches. It might be 3 by 2, but I got the stuff for the bottom. I just didn't get the stuff for the top yet, or not the top, but the around. So yeah. Anyway, chicken wire works until they eat through it. It took my rabbits about a year to eat through it, so you have time. Thank you for that, Andy. Yeah. Um, well, I will put the hardware cloth on. I just don't have it right now. So eventually I'll have 4 of these tractors going. I think that should be enough because I'll have, I have 4 does. We'll see. We'll see how that works. And, I'll do the first one, and then it'll be a while before I need to do the second one, but I could probably do it right after if I wanted to, or on a weekend or something. But I do need to do this one quick because I'm running out of time. I want Rigatoni to have a little bit of a break before she has her babies. Yeah. Andy says, yes, Verna, I have been blending her food the last few weeks. All right. Home Depot shipping or Amazon for the hardware cloth. Yeah, there's different places. Okay, I'll have to go over here to get that link. Thank you, Verna. Yeah, when I went in Tractor Supply, it was way too much, and they only had the 10-foot rolls, and I'm like, well, I'm going to need more than that, and I'm not paying that much. So I was going to actually look into the Grange Co-op down here as well, because I think they should have that. And if I can get it in 2-foot sections, then I won't have to cut it, which might be just as valuable as getting it cheaper. But if I can get it in 2-foot sections, or not sections, but 2-foot, width, then I won't have to cut it. And I have to figure out how much I need. So I guess I do 2 feet by 8 feet is what I'm doing. And so that's 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So 20 feet per. So if I do 4 of them, I can do 5 of them with that much for 100 feet. So I should just get a 100-foot roll of 2 foot by 100 foot of half inch. That's what I'm looking for. Or 80 feet, whichever is cheaper. But typically the larger rolls are going to be cheaper per foot with that. Andy says, I need to buy another turkey for the cat, I guess. She was loving it. Turkey and bone broth. Yeah, yep. So how many teeth does this cat have left? And was it these teeth or was it here? 48 by 100. That's too wide. No, I'll figure it out. I can cut it too. It's not a problem. All right, Verna has to go out. Say hi to Lucy. Say hi to Lucy and have a good night. Other reason to get things from the Grange is that you also get a cutback. Yeah, 24 by 100. Yep. Or you get it's like a member-owned thing. So if you have a membership, you get returns at the end of the year, I think. So they're gonna spend my money somewhere. Might be somewhere that pays me back if it's reasonable. So, all right, guys, we are slowing down, maybe, huh? I am going to put in here again the Cook With Me Live, become one of Katrina's kits link in case anybody's on here that wants to do that. There's a reminder, it's also in the description of all the videos. And Andy says the two upper back teeth, two bottom canines, two upper, two bottom, and two in between. Oh my gosh. As far as I know, she still has every other tooth. That's a lot. That's a lot of teeth taken out. So yeah, she's gonna need her bone broth and her divine chicken. Almost 10 years old. Yeah, cats can live pretty long. Cats can live pretty long. I still don't know where the other baby kitty is, but I also haven't seen Mama Kitty in a while, being a couple days. She shows up every once in a while for some food, and I don't know where she goes, but I think it's mostly because it's cold. So I thought they were going into the old doghouse that was at the neighbor's, but that doghouse is here now, and she's still going somewhere. There's one little area I can't really get into, but there's like a pile of things on my property. I'm wondering if she's under there. But hopefully they're together and hopefully they're alive. I didn't see Ringo today, but outdoor cats do this. They disappear for a little bit, they come back, or they don't come back. And hopefully Ringo does. I have a special connection with him. And the little white kitty, I think it's a boy. I had a name, which was a girl's name. But we'll see. We'll see what it becomes. We'll see what it becomes. Yeah. So anyway, hopefully everybody's doing good. They're keeping warm. Mama Kitty might not even have noticed that the new dog bed or new dog house is over here. Anyway, there you go. Andy says my dad has cats that are 22 years old and 3 has passed away. We're over 20 years old. Yeah, I've heard of 22 and 23. They can live a long time. They can, for sure. So anyway, that is what's going on with the kitties, and that is what's I'm not holding my breath that other little kitty is still with us. I think we might be down to 3. But who knows? Who knows? Yeah, and it has been cold, so I mean, maybe they're holed up somewhere and hunting. I don't know. Yeah, hopefully they're okay. I agree. I mean, Mama Kitty's she's pretty tough. I think she's probably fine. Just a little baby kitty. It was just getting used to me. Like it just like rubbed on my boot and all of that. I had a name picked out for that one too. I had Hadn't actually named it yet though, so I could use it for a different cat. But yeah, I really hope that they return with whenever the warmth comes back. Yeah. So yeah, I know Mama Kitty's okay. So no, I did not bring any cats. That cat that was in my yard was not my cat. I have no idea what his situation is now. No, this was a little gray and white cat with the tail looked like a little raccoon. This was Mama Kitty's other kitten, and the kittens were born in early August, and yeah, I'm just starting to see what I believe are little boy nubbins on the white one, and yeah, we'll get them fixed soon. Hopefully, all of them show up when it's time to get fixed. Oh man. All right, guys, I'm thinking it's time to get off of here and get some dinner in here. Yep, I think that's what it is. So, unless you guys have other questions or comments you want to squeeze in here, I think we're going to call it a night. And next week, I anticipate the Raising Quail and Aviaries course being available again, and also the year in review. I anticipate happening next week as well, or being out for video for as well, and then yeah, it's all going to be good. It's all going to be good. We have good things happening the rest of this month, and hopefully good things in February too. So, yeah. All right, guys. Andy says, I couldn't find my cat yesterday or this morning till last minute. Yep. 10 minutes past the time she was supposed to be there. Yeah, they're on their own schedule, aren't they? I find these ones are on a pretty strict schedule with the where's my food, unless it's cold. And then they're like, I'm in bed. So yeah. All right. I'm saying good night. Have a wonderful, thank you. Have a wonderful evening, and we will see you next week, 6 p.m. Pacific time on Monday. And enjoy the videos this week in the meantime. All right. See you next week.